Awesome. Okie doke. Let's get to it, peeps. So, awesome. I am going to grab my tawny frogmouth picture. Where's my pen? Where's my pencil? That'll do. That one. And I am going to bring up my photograph of my tawny frogmouth and get into it. Righto, so okie doke. So this little guy he's got his beak coming around here. His head's a bit taller, so I've just got to keep an eye on his proportions. Like that. And come around there. They're quite squat little birds. Oakley doke. So, oops, his eye around here. Like that. And they've got quite ruffled feathers. And he's quite broad, so from his beak to his eye it's the same distance almost to the back of his head, so that's about right. Up down here a little bit. He's got all these little feathery bits popping out here. And come down and around here like that. His head is just a little bit more than his body, like that. So then his wings down a bit, so I can pop his wing there. So I can see his little feet about here. I can see one of his little toes, like about there. And then he's got a branch. You can't see his tail. So I'm just going to give him a nice thick branch and his tail disappears off behind that. So that's all right. Cool. Take that around there. Oakley doke. So now I'll draw his little toe in. I can only see two of his little toes on this foot. That wing does go down a bit more like that. And he's got an eyebrow bit that comes around the back here. So I can look at my big screen and see how that's his pupil is pretty big. I'm going to go do that little rim around the edge of it. Then he's got a ridge feathers. He's got like a eyebrow feathers. And their beaks come right in close to their eyes. And then his head feathers. He's got lots and lots of head feathers. They're very owl-like, these little guys. They are very owl-like. So I'm going to do him in acrylic. Fill in the colours. That's the plan, anywho. Alright. And he's sitting on a dark green sort of a log. He's got his nose there. Okay, so get my acrylics out. Get my paints ready. Should have done that a little bit ago, but that's okay. Oops. And I've got a trick to keeping your acrylics. I've got a wet palette, which is this, which keeps my acrylic paints wet. So I pop them all in there, and then I don't have to constantly squeeze out paint tubes. I can keep that for about a month, which is really handy. Keep that for about a month with all of the paints on it. I just wet a cloth and pop a wet cloth in the middle of it, and that'll keep the moisture in there with the paint. So I'm going to grab a little bit of paint there. I'm going to do his pupil first. We'll get on to his pupil. So I'm going to do his pupil, and I'm going to use a bit of very dark grey. I'll leave a little spot for a highlight. I'll leave the white of the paper because sometimes the brightest white is the white of the paper. Because I use, I'm so used to doing, I'm a watercolourist normally, but I've just started playing with acrylic again. And I've actually got, I bought an orange, because I'm going to use that, pop a little bit of that in there. Oops, except there's a thing on the end of the doodah. So I'm going to have to pop the doodah thingy, what's it, how do I do that, where's the sticky thing? I need a sticky thing. Stick a hole in the end of my thing. I've got a knife, that'll do. Will it fit in there? No, of course not. That would be too easy. Oh no, it does. Awesome. Okay, so open up my tube. Pop in some paint. In that 3 seconds I've put the lid down and lost it. There it is. Murphy's Law. Okay, found it. I'll pop that in there. And I'm going to go around the edge of his eye with a little bit of orange. It's a yellowy orange, which is perfect. I diluted it quite a lot, which is also fine. Take that around there like that. Rightio. Go into there. And around here. I love doing the eyes first. I've always loved doing the eyes first. Oops. Doesn't matter if that paint bleeds a little bit into there, I'm not fussed. Righto. I'm going to add a bit of blue on top of that, on top of his pupil. Just adds a bit of something different, a bit of a pop of colour in there, like that. Rightio. Now, let's get on with the beak. Now, I started this stream earlier and I had trouble with my stream, so I'm going backwards and doing the same things I did earlier. So I'm going to go and I'm going to make a light grey, but I'm going to use yellow ochre, a touch of white. It's not really grey, it's a browny, pale, sort of very pale skin tone. And I'm going to use that on his beak. So take that onto his beak. Oops, pardon me. And I'm going to use, I'm using watercolour paper because I don't like the texture of canvas. So yeah, I'm using watercolour paper to do this piece. And it's hot press, so it's smooth. Alright, so take that around there like that. I'm happy with that. I'll add a little bit of white onto there as well. Onto the top, because it's a little bit lighter. Oops. There's actually a tree in the background. I might just do a solid background for him though. Give him a nice sort of contrasting background. I think. There we go. And I'll go back into that skin tone a little bit, just under here. And then I'm going to get my little tiny brush and add burnt umber to his nostril. A tiny touch of burnt umber to his nostril. Like that. Righto. Now we're going to make a grey. We're going to make a browny grey. So we're going to use burnt umber. After I've cleaned my brush, of course. Burnt umber. Get a bit more burnt umber. Come on, burnt umber. Come on. There we go. A bit more burnt umber. Bit of cobalt blue. Make a nice grey. A nice cool grey. The burnt umber. There we go. I haven't made a ton of it. I can make some more anyway as I go. I'm having it quite diluted. Whoops. I shouldn't be using this brush. I should swap to a smaller brush. Swap to a smaller brush, love. What size is that? I reckon that's a good size. We'll do that one. This is the middle size one. This is a size, what is it? Size, I only got these brushes yesterday. They're newbies. Size 3. There we go. I can soften those bits around here. And then go around his eye. Like that. And around there. There we go. Actually, I should just do a light wash of that whole, all of that underneath. So I'll do that. Just do a very diluted watery wash of that grey. I'll leave little, even though it's acrylic, I am treating it a little bit like watercolour. I can leave little touches of white of the paper showing through, because it is the brightest white you'll ever get, the white of your paper. I think anyway, works for me. So take that down and around, and under his eye. I might add a bit more white to that, make it a very pale grey. Like that. And with a bit of brown. I don't mind the brown. Might actually, well, it doesn't matter. I like the brown. I can use that and take, whoops, hit the camera. Sorry guys. There we go. Pick up a bit of that brown and take it down here as well. Okie doke. And he's got a bit of brown here. They're very fuzzy looking birds. They're quite gorgeous actually. They are quite gorgeous little creatures. So I just take that right round. It sort of foofs out under his beak. I'll do that for the second. Then I'll come around here. So it's just a very diluted underwash of just to fill in the body. I just want to start to fill in everywhere. I'll leave little snips of white on some of his chest feathers. Take that right down here. So it's incredibly diluted, incredibly diluted. I don't mind that I touch a bit of brown here and there because I think that actually was quite pretty. I'm going to be going over this with a few layers anyway. Rightio. Get onto his wings, and his wings have got lots of dark browns and light browns and you name it, he's got all the colours. But for now, I'm just going to go this grey, just to fill him in, get him blocked in. There we go. Like that. Righto. That looks pretty cool. Now, his little toes are actually the same colour as his body. So, I'll mark them in. Like that. And then like that. I come right down to his little belly. Righto. And I'm going to mark in the log now. The log's greeny brown. He actually blends into his log quite well. So I'm just going to go a bit of yellow ochre, bit of burnt umber, and I'm going to sort of treat this with the base coat of it as it with this sort of muddy brown colour, because he's on a gum tree, and he's an old gum tree. So there's all the browns. They camouflage incredibly well. I have seen one of these out the front of my place, and they do blend in so incredibly well with the foliage. You'd never notice them. You sort of got to look for them. You'd never just see them without looking, because they are so camouflaged. So I've got to get all his colours in there for artistic license, just because I want him to be the focus. I don't want to blend him in too much, so I'll change the colour of the branch a little bit, just to keep the interest on him. Oops, blendy. Like that. Take that right down. Like that. Righto. And he does have a big log behind him, but I might just, it depends on, I don't know what sort of background I'm going to give him. I haven't decided yet. I sort of fly by the seat of my pants and decide as I go. So I'm going to add some darker brown down here on the bottom of the branch, because the bottom of the branch is darker. And I'm just going to add texture. Nice and simple. This paper is warping just a little bit. I'd usually, because I store my art in books until people want them, so I leave them in the book. It keeps them flat, keeps them safe, so that does warp a little tiny bit on the paper, but I found it's the best way to store my art. It's just to not take it out of the binders, because I buy my watercolour papers, I cut it up anyway because I work quite small, so it just serves my purpose to leave it in the book that I buy it in, and just shut it and keep it safe. So I'm going to go making up another grey, a darker grey, burnt umber cobalt blue. Oops. Bit more burnt umber in there. There we go. And darken up the bottom of that log. I mean, I'm just blocking it in for the second, so. Here we go. Got that in. And I'm also going to take that around some of the pattern on the bottom. Adding a bit of wood texture-y bits, and I'll go over that with it. Actually, no, it's not watercolour. I can't do a glaze, can I? All right, that's fine. What other browns have I got? I'll use a bit of that. That's a mahogany kind of brown. under his little legs. Like that. I can actually make that a darker colour. Later. Whoops, I'll blend that a bit. I'll add a purpley colour, so I'll make up purple with a bit of blue, bit of red. Bit of blue, bit of red, make up your purple, a bit more red. This purple's a great shadow colour. Shadows are nearly always cool. And I'm just going to add that directly underneath him. And I'll strengthen the shadows up later. I'm just blocking it in to get an idea of where things are and where things need to be. Oops. Oops, a daisy, too much blue, too much blue. All right, like that. Take that down and around. That, and then I can actually maybe darken up the shadows. Oops, darken up the shadow underneath here. Oops, I need to get it a bit more on my brush. If I managed to get that on the other braid pages, yeah, of course I have. Okay, now blend, blendy blend. That. Take that down the bottom of the page here. All right. Then I'm going to take a bit of that burnt umber. Which brown's that? Hang on, I have to check which brown that is. I've probably just got these colours, I'm not really familiar with them all. Where the hell's all my browns gone? Oh, it's transparent brown oxide. There you go. Transparent brown oxide I'm using. I'll take that onto there. Because I've only just picked up these paints like 2 or 3 days ago and I decided I'm going to do acrylic again, as you do. I haven't done acrylics in quite a while. I usually do watercolours or pen or ink. Been doing a bit of digital lately, which has been fun. Just going to go over the top there a bit. Oops, and just add wood texture. I'm not fussing too much because I'm not really it's not about the tree, but I'll just go brown up that end bit. Alright, I'll do sort of I've got to make a grey for there too. I can use a bit of the grey off the bird actually onto it as well, because there's a million different colours on this branch. A million different colours. So I'll just add that grey in there as well. And a few little textury bits. And add a bit of rough sort of textury patterny bits. But it's all beaten up, this wood. It's all beat up and damaged looking. It's like a rotten old branch. And it's sort of abstract. Branches are, you can just go abstract with them. And they sort of step, like the damagey bits, all the barky bits step up and around and on sort of angles, on right angles. Or on this particular tree they do. Probably because the bark tears down that way. My chair's very squeaky, isn't it? I just realised how squeaky my chair is. Shh, now everyone will notice. Alright, so I'm going to make a very dark purple. Very dark purple. Oops. Because I need that to be in the shadow area underneath. Bit of red. Right, this is an incredibly dark purple, so I've just used blue, cadmium blue. Not sure which red that is. Which red is that? Scarlet. And a bit touch of black, just to really dark up this shadow underneath. Oops. That's a bit better. Oops, I need to touch that up a bit there. Made that a bit messy, didn't I? Made that just a little bit messy. There we go. Sorted. Ooh, doesn't matter. When in doubt, just add a bit. Add a bit. You can add it, you can take it away, you can go over it, you can do all the things. Okay, and I'm also going to add that directly underneath him, because that would be in the deepest, darkest shadows too. And then I'm going to get back to work on my bird, because I've blocked in my branch and I'm happy with that ish for now. I can add more to it later. I'm just going to darken up his shadows like that. Take that around there. I can draw his claws in after. But for now, I've got him blocked in and I've got him shadowed. I'm quite happy with how that's come along so far. Right, so I'm going to leave that for a second. I'm going to clean my palette. I need to actually have a bucket where I can tip some water out and put some fresh water in. I need a bucket that I can get rid of my dirty water. I've got a bucket, but it's a bin, so it's not going to work. Alright, now we're going to get back onto the bird because he's dry now. He's a very dry little birdie. So I'm going to clean me, grab me a bit of cloth, clean me brushes. I always have a little cloth in my hand so that I can wipe my brushes, because I tend to use the same sort of brushes. So I'm going to make up a grey now, a light grey, a bit more white than that, so I'm going to go a bit more white, there we go, make it a very light pale grey. I'm going to start adding feather texture. Actually, am I going to go light first? I'm used to working with watercolours. I might go dark first, you know, I might actually go a darker grey. Change of plan, peeps. I'm going darker grey, and I'm adding a bit of brown to it, because so I've made a grey and I've added brown. So burnt umber, cobalt blue, makes a good natural soft grey. And I need to get more water on my brush because it's not travelling. Okay, clean your brush. Right, now there we go, that's better. Just a couple of tones darker. And I can add these feathery textures in, because these guys have got stringy feathers that look quite fluffy actually. They do look very fluffy, these guys. So take that round there, then his feathers come out the front and they go over his beak. A little bit over his beak. Under his eye. Got to darken up there. He has got a dark bit above his eye. But for now, I'm just going to work on this bit. I can go over that brown with this light grey and blend that a little bit more. down there. And then he's got all his rough feathers down here as well. He's almost got a beard. He's very cute. He's a very cute little dude. Take that down and around. I'm going to grab a slightly thicker brush. Clean that one. Always give your brushes a wipe before you swap to the next one. Give them a clean and a wipe and take the moisture off them. It's too thick. It's alright though. Not the end of the world. Because he's actually got quite stripy feathers coming down his chest. I just got to press the side of my brush a little bit more to get that texture that I want. So you can use the side of your brush like that, like a teardrop almost, not that thick. That's a bit thick, but that's okay. I can still fix that up. Because these brushes are new, so I'm not familiar with them. I only got these yesterday morning. So I'm still learning how to like the feel of these brushes. Because every brush feels different. You can, like, they really do. Different brushes react differently. And I've been used to using watercolour brushes, which are really soft. These are quite soft though. For acrylic brushes, these are quite soft, I have to say. I'm quite surprised how soft they are. Oakley doke. Going to strengthen up the colour on his wing. I'm just literally going to do a wash of that, drag it down like that, make his wing more solidly coloured. Like that. And he's got a lighter edge around his wing, so I won't do that yet. I won't. Oh, I didn't. I thought that was paint then. I'm like, woohoo! I've made a mess already. Wonders will never cease. But no, I didn't. Surprise! I didn't make a mess yet. I didn't make a mess yet. I shouldn't say that out loud because I'm going to make a mess now. Alright, come down here. The tip of his wing comes down beside him. Can't see it. Disappears off down that log, like that. Righto. So, add a little bit darker. Make it darker. I should be mixing the colours. I should have like 3 or 4 colours set out. I don't though, because I'm not that organised. Alright. I'm going to go around his eye, leaving a little gap. Nope. Get it a bit darker. I apologise for my head, people. It's getting in the way. I need to swap brushes. I need to find a brush. There we go. That's better. He's got a rim around his eye that I want to add in. It sort of comes under there as well. It's going to zoom, look at me. Focus is better. Hang on, I'm just going to refocus a little bit. Focus camera. Did it focus? Yep, there we go. Little, oh, did it? My goodness, all of my alerts are going. All right. There we go. So and he's got mottled coloured feathers on his face. And he's got darker feathers down his wings. Whoops. And I can take that down this wing a little bit too. It's going to go underneath here. Add a bit of brown to that. A bit more brown. And the beauty of acrylic is you can go over it. If you're not happy with it, you can go over it. Take that in there. Add some browns around the edges. Eyeball. Okay, and darken up this part of his beak. Goodness gracious, all my notifications going off. They're off like a frog in a sock. Blend that out a little bit. Like that. Righto. So, grab me white. Go back into these greys and pick out some of the lights again. It's just a matter of layering. Oops. He's quite impressionisty. I think he's going to be impressionisty. But the feathers will come together. You'll see at the end. It all sort of comes together. I've got to darken up there. It all looks a bit strange there. So I'm going to make a grey, a purple, or using blue, brown, not a purple, a grey. Burnt umber, cobalt blue, same grey. I might add a bit of red just to purple it up. Touch of red to purple up the grey. And then I've got to change the shape of his eye a little bit too. His eye's not quite round enough. They're not quite oval enough, I mean. So I'm going to change the shape of his eye right now. His eye needs to be like that. A bit more oval. Oops, like that. Get that shadow in there. Then get the shadow under here. He's got a shadow under his wing. Whoops. Alright. Alright. I'll take that down a little bit too. Righto. Having a quick look at my picture. Grab some white. Get that onto my brush. Start working down his tongue. Work my way down. Grab some more. Just going in the direction of his tummy and the direction of the feathers on his tummy. Like that. Take that all the way down. Like that. Right, I clean my brush. Righto. Let's have a look. What am I going to do? I'm going to grab some more white onto his wing. follow the shape of the feathers. It doesn't go straight down, it goes around. These feathers go round, so I draw them in a round shape. The first layer it doesn't matter so much. Second and third layers do, because you sort of tend to cover them anyway. And see, this wing goes like that, goes out. Like that. Alrighty, clean my brush. Okay, I'm going to go brown, a bit more of a pure brown, onto his wing. And just add that all the way down. Feathery texture, just leaving little gaps between, just suggesting where the feathers are. Right down his wing. Oops. It doesn't matter, I like it being a little bit, because these are rough, quite rough and ruggedy looking birds. Raggedy jaggedy. And he's got all the colours of the tree in him. So I got to add those around. Now, let's have a look. So I add some of this onto his belly. Come around here. So the beauty of these brushes, you can use the sides of them as well as the face of them. Down and around here. Like that. Onto his chest. Oops. And it's dry brushing. I'm pretty much dry brushing onto the paper. So there's about 3 layers so far. I've done it. I did a light grey, now a middle grey, and then a brown. Now I'm adding the warms and the brown, and then I'll add feather detail, because he's got lots and lots of feather detail. That. Excuse the back of my chair. God, it's making noises, isn't it? Blend that down. Oops. Got to get a shadow in there maybe, I think. Got to bring me shadow colour. I can still lift that up. Nice. Go under that wing. Need to get it wetter. Wetter, so it travels better. Bit more, bit more. Bit of blue, bit of brown, bit more brown, bit of burn up, a bit of blue and a touch of crimson. Makes a really great shadow colour. Oops. And he's got shadow under that wing. Like that. Alright, clean that up. Just going to soften that out as well while it's still damp. Take a damp brush to it and blend it a little bit so it's not so stark. Righto. I'm going to change the shape of his eye now. Go back to my other brush, my middle-sized brush. And I go onto his eye. Got to get the excess off that. His eye's a different shape. His eye's oval. It's not round. Why is that not doing that? Okay. His eye's oval. So I change the shape of his eye a little bit. Like that. There we go. Right. I'm going to take his pupil down a bit now. So I'm changing the shapes as I go. I see proportionally things need to change a little bit, so I do. Like that. There we go, that's looking a bit better. Clean my brush, grab a bit of the yellow, a bit of white, or maybe a bit of skin tone with it. See how that goes. It's a beak, goes onto his little skin tony beak. He's got a little bit of yellow through there, just a little. He's got a little bit of grey and a little bit of white. He's got a little bit of everything in there. I'm going to go red and yellow makes orange, so I'm going to go a bit of red, a bit of yellow, make myself an orange. So go around his eye. I need a stronger orange for around the edges of his eye, around here. Like that. Just add a bit of the shadow to the shadow areas of his eyes. Oops, doesn't matter if I get it where I don't want it. It's not the end of the world. Then go back into my white and add a rim, tiny little bit around his eye, onto his eyelid. Like that. Okay. I'm going to give him background. I'm going to wet the background. I'm going to clean my palette first because my palette's a mess and I hate working on a messy palette. So I clean every 3 or 4 layers. I'll clean my palette and mix up a fresh batch of paint. Because I only mix small amounts. I never have much left over. And like I said earlier, I use a glass palette because it helps. I might give him a blue background. Maybe. Do I give him a blue background? I might give him a blue background. We'll see how that goes. We'll go a bit of cobalt. I'll let it right down. Don't want to go ultramarine. We'll go cobalt. And we'll pop that on here. Oops. Very wishy-washy. Like watercolour-y. I want it soft. So I'll take that all around. I should have taped the edges, shouldn't I? But anyway. Doesn't matter. I'm going to cut in around the edges. So this is just pure cobalt blue, very diluted. Keeping it simple. No super duper magic powers. Nothing special. Just cobalt blue. And very diluted, like watercolour, because I want it thin. I don't want a heavy dark background because I'm doing this on watercolour paper. And it's not the heaviest of papers, I have to say. It's quite a lightweight paper. And it's hot pressed, so it has a tendency to bow anyway. Alright, that looks quite okay. And I don't mind the little textury, like the pattern. You can see the brush marks, I don't mind that. I don't mind that at all. My goodness, all my doodads are going off. All of my doodads are going crazy. All of my socials are going banoonies. I apologise for the dings in the background. All me dings are donging. All me dongs are dinging. Cobalt blue, a bit more water. Oops. Oh, I need to have more than that. Alright. Did not need to do that. Doesn't matter. Just keep coming around. Cobalt blue, ton of water, take that down there. So I'm literally just filling in around him, filling in the whole background. I'm just working up to the edge of him. I don't mind if he's got the texture in the background, I don't mind that at all. So just brush it on, take it around everywhere. Blend that down. I just want to fill in behind him. He just needed something around but the back of him. So I'm going to work my way up here around these feathery bits at the top. And I can always, anything that I go over, I can always lift out again, add again, because it's acrylic. I can repaint it if I have to. Oops, sorry about that. I didn't mean to hit the camera. Your brushes are very long. I've lost control of them, they've gone rogue. Around there. Around the edge of his beak, cutting in as close as I can. There we go. That's the top background done. Ish. And I'm going to just drop in colour down the bottom here. Can't forget that bit. Doesn't take long for the painting to come to life. I mean, he's still got a long way to go, but definitely coming to life. Oops. Righto. So, getting back onto the bird. Actually, I'll try and get a straighter line down there because that's really annoying. I'll try and get a straight line. Ish. Cobalt blue, bit of water. And take that down there. Because this is a watercolour book. It's a Fontaine watercolour book and I actually really quite like it. It's very handy for this sort of thing, for acrylic sketching and watercolour sketching and things like that. It's very handy. Very convenient little book that you could just chuck in your purse, take anywhere you want. Very handy indeedly. Alright, now, how now brown cow, we've got to go and add some greys, some lighter greys. Grab my middle size brush. You know, I could almost go in with a bit of pen, you know, like I could have a bit of fun and go in with a bit of pen and draw the feathery bits in if I chose to. Still undecided. I'm actually going to go chocolate brown. Bit of blue, bit of brown. Make it a dark grey. Very blue grey. A bit more brown. There we go. Because I've got to add, now I can start to add he's got darker feathery bits coming down here. I can pick out areas where I'll do detail on the feathers. Take that all the way around. Take that down there like that. can get that dark shadow in there. It's where his other wing sort of comes out of his shoulder. They've got patterns. They've got... I'm looking at his patterns. He's got these his feathers come down in lines almost. So I can do that. Just observing what the details are. I am a very impressionistic painter, so I do it how I see it, but oh, whoops, it's connecting again. Sorry guys, hang on a second, my doodah stopped connecting. There we go, we're back. We had an internet spat apparently. Okay, we're back. So I just follow the lines in the direction of. Because I've got this on wireless, so if the reception drops, it drops a little bit. Take that down there. And right down onto his foot. Like that. Alright. Get some of this stronger dark onto his head. What I need is a smaller brush, that's what I need. So I'm going to go back to my good old faithful little brush. It's short too, makes it a bit easier to get the feather texture on his head. Down and around like that. Okay. Get all these little feathers in here. Then down and around here. Because his head, he's like an owl. You know how the feathers, they sort of have a line that goes around? They are very like that, like an owl, very like an owl. I think they're very closely related to an owl. They might in fact be an owl, I'm not 100% sure, the type of owl, the tawny frogmouth. I'm not 100% sure, I couldn't swear to it. I just know I think they're cute. And they're fun to paint. Righto. Now, go back to the whites. I'm going to get some fresh white. I haven't even opened this one, so I'm going to pop a bit of fresh white on the palette. Open up the doodah, get me knife, pop the top. Like that. And it didn't work. Open, sesame! Come on, sesame, open. Got it? Yeah. You watch me splay it all over myself. Where's my scissors? I need something to poke it with. I can use the back of a brush. That'll do. Can always clean that. Then pop a bit of that white onto my palette, like that. And find my lid. Uh-oh, that was so 3 seconds ago. There it is. Put that back on. There we go. Now I've got fresh white on my palette. That'll make me happy, won't it? Happy camper with a white paint. A beautiful pure white. Alright. Now, oh, and a big blob. I don't want me blob. So I start to add little flecks back into his feathers. And they sort of go in patterns as well. They go in those lines. Like that. Then come down on this side. Like that. Onto the side of his face. I almost need, I'm not 100% happy with what I've done on it. I've got to do the feathers over his beak, but I've got to grey off his beak a little bit more. So I'm going to grey off, make a grey, a very pale grey for his beak. Because he's actually got, his feathers come right over the top of his beak, which I haven't drawn in yet. So I'm about to. So I've got to grey off his beak. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Like that. Rightio. Get me really itty bitty fine brush. My really itty bitty fine brush. Which is not that one. Which one is it? Where is it? Oh, my dogs have gone bananas. Don't know who's here. Someone's here because my dogs have gone banoo. I have no idea. Look out the window and see what the dogs are doing. Okay, so I'm going to make that grey. Get that grey. Where's that? Oh, that's pretty close. Is that a 0? No, that's a 2. No, that's a 2. Where's my 0 brush? Where did I put my 0? It's a 3. Got to find me 0. Hang on. Whoops. That's me 0. There we go. Got it. So now I'm going to go for my grey. And I'm going to start to add these feathers over his beak. Like that. Dogs have gone psycho, as they do. Alright. Now his toes. I've got to do his toesies. And they're darker on the outside, but that's not going to work. Okay, so I'm going to actually go on. I'm going to do them white, and I'll add greys to them. I'll do it, or not white, but a light colour, and I'll add greys to them. Oops. They've got quite stocky little toes. I can only see one of his toes on this side because I think the other one's sort of tucked around behind. Make up a grey. Go pure black for his claws, because he does have quite long talons. You can only see two of them on that foot. And that one there. And the other one's sort of tucked away around the side, sort of. Or maybe I'll draw it in anyway, just so it's a bit symmetric. I can do that. I can do that up there. Whoops. A bit of a blob. I had a blob. I can pick up my blob. Whoops. Maybe I'll do that. I'll just flatten it out. Oh, that didn't help, did it? Actually, what I'll do is I will get the shadow colour, which was purple, blue, red, and a bit of brown. Ooh, bit of a thicker brush. Where's my thicker brush? I cleaned it. That was useful of me, wasn't it? Okay, go blue, red, bit of brown. Ooh, not that much. Blue, red, to make a purple with that shadow colour. That's it, that one. And then I'm going to go over that toe because I made a mess that I need to tidy up with the shadow colour. So I will. So I did. I'll tidy that toe up and I'll add it back. In just a sec. I'll just add that same colour around the edges over here. Alright. Now I'll go back in, grab my brush, grab me white, not so many globby bits on it. There we go. And I know he's probably got 3 or 4 toes, but I can only see 2 on each foot. Well, I can only see 1 on this foot, but I'm doing a second one because I need symmetry in my life. I do need symmetry in my life, so I'm adding symmetry. Alright. Okie doke. Go a bit of that yellowy brown, bit of yellow ochre. Alright. I'm quite happy with that so far. I'm going to add a slight bit of that purple to the shadow areas on his beak. Just I need to just touch around the edge. Oh, that brush is too thin. Too thin, she says. Oops. I need to blend that. So just added a bit of water to the brush. Take it around. Like that. Add a little bit of white to the tip of his beak. Come on, white. You know what I could actually do? I could use a Posca pen because they're acrylic paint. They are a paint pen, so for the fine stuff, the bright whites, I could use a Posca pen. That would be cheeky, wouldn't it? But when in doubt, use everything to your advantage. Alright. Now I've got to tidy up these feet. How am I going to do this? So, might add a bit of a reddy brown. Bit of a red brown, I reckon. Be the way to go on his feet. Just around the edges, just to add the texture. Because they've got crinkly toes, like textured rough. So just to, I don't want them to look flat. I want them to look like they're scaly. Like that. It's a bit better. Now I can strengthen up that shadow underneath them with a slightly thicker brush. I'm going to go cut around underneath, directly under, and really darken that shadow right under the toes. I really want to darken that up. So I'll get right into there, right round that edge. The shadows in between these toes and around them, because I want the ultimate contrast in the darkest spots. So I've got the light, whoops, cut in there. Hello, how you going, Comics on Lockdown? How are you? Thank you for popping in. I'm just adding shadows to my little bird. Trying to get him contrast and details and all that happening. His toes at least look like toes now, so I'm rather happy with that. I like it when their toes look like toes. Right. Okay, I can get back onto his little tummy now for a little bit. I'll let that dry a little bit. Actually, I might, you know what I might do? I might actually take that dark shadow underneath the very bottom of this log, in the very darkest point. Like that. Righto. Comics on Lockdown. Thanks for asking, been since my last visit. Cool. Yeah, I've been very busy. We've got lots of things going on here, so been doing lots of painting though. So I'm a happy camper. And coming towards the middle of the week tomorrow. It's Wednesday tomorrow here, so getting towards the end of the week, which is always a good time. So what have you got happening for the rest of the week? I'll just be doing lots of art, lots and lots of art, lots of painting, lots of drawing, which is my happy place. Oops. Get another bit of fresh. I clean my palette every 3 or 4. Oops. Layers of paint. Oh god, I'll put the back end of that brush in. There we go, fix that. Right, now what am I going to do now? Let's have a look. Tush's painting tube, very beautiful flower painting. Oh cool, hello, how are you? This is a tawny frogmouth. Tis a lovely Australian bird. Always good. Do you sell your art? I do. I actually have a red bubble which is in. I've got to stick it in my link actually. Can I stick it on here? I don't think I can stick it on here. Hang on. I'll see if I can find it. I've got a red bubble, and I'll stick a link in chat if I can find it, so you can check out some of my stuff. I make cups, pots, things like that. I've just got to find, how do I get into it? Log in. Just bear with me a second, guys. and I'll pop a link in so you can check out what I make there. I also, where are we? Hang on. Okay, just waiting for it to come up. Yep, bird painting. So yeah, this is a tawny frogmouth, which is a little Australian type of bird. Oh, has my one come up? It has. Awesome. So I'll see if I can pop the link in. Oh, not that one. That one? There we go. Okay, so if I go here now, whoops, a daisy, and go copy, and I'll take it over here. Maybe I can paste it if I'm lucky. Whoop. Oh, it's not going to let me do it. Oh well. I have a red bubble, which I'll attach in my link after this video. I'll pop the like your painting style. Thank you very much. I also have an Instagram under the same name where you can check out what I do. I love a bit of everything. I love wildlife art. I specialise in animals. I usually do watercolour. So I've just got into acrylics and literally 2 days ago. And watercolour I do all the time. Drawing with pens and ink. What else do I do? Digital I've just started. Love digital. I use my iPad. So I do a bit of everything. I do actually do a bit of everything, and it's lots of fun. So you guys paint as well? Painting makes me happy. Drawing makes me happy. Anything to do with art makes me happy. But yeah, I'll add a link to my Instagram and my actually, do I have it? Or my Redbubble into my description. When I load this video, I'll add it in the description so you guys can check it out. But yeah, it's Jen's World About Art. But my Redbubble's Wild Jen. I don't know why it won't let me type in my chat. Or maybe it'll let me type in it here. Hang on. Oh, will it? So my Redbubble, hang on. Ugh, no, it's not going to let me do it. Doesn't matter. I'll try it another day. I'll stick it all in the description later because I'm hopeless. And like I set up this stream today. I streamed yesterday for the first time in well over a year on YouTube. Yesterday, day before. I can't remember now. But I've lost track of days. I'm just going to try and get all the colours in on this guy and the feather textures. So I'm taking this down. He's very dark on his wings, but I don't want to make him too solidly dark because otherwise it'll just look flat. Visit to your painting channel. Yeah, absolutely, Dale. I can do that. I can pop in and have a look. I love checking out other artists. So absolutely I can, Dale. So I can add the dark down this side of his wing. So you can barely see that when it dries. Oops, then I'll get my head in the camera. So I could use a little bit of a Posca pen as well. Just to bring out the highlights. I'm only going to do these darkest darks on his wings because his wings are incredibly dark, but I'm not going to do it everywhere. I'm just going to add it around some of these feathers. And I'm using my very fine brush. right round there. So everywhere I've popped the white, I'm just popping the dark around the top of it. Jen, I can't paint for the life of me. That's all right. I couldn't either 20 years ago. I was shocked and I could only draw. I couldn't paint. The world is your oyster. Just have a go. You'd be surprised. So do you make comics? Comic? Do you actually make comics? I've got friends who are I've got a few friends who make comics and do design and all that sort of stuff. It's a fascinating thing to do. And I'm sure you have. I'm sure you can. You just need to have more confidence in yourself, Dale. I never in a million years, I knew I could draw, but I never in a million years thought I could paint, you know, when I first started. So it just shows you, if I can do it, anyone can, I tell you. If I can do it, anyone can. It's just a shite load of practice. Alrighty. So what are you doing for the rest of the week? What have you got happening? I'm just art and more art. So you can practice painting. Comic book characters, my way to creating my own. Awesome! That's excellent. That's excellent, Dale. That's wonderful. Cool. I don't know, my friends, I don't know whether they're on YouTube. I know they're on Twitch. But I've got a few friends in the comic industry that I'm sure would be more than happy to have a chat to you if there's anything you want to know or any advice. Or I know a couple of them are published. So I could hunt out their details. I don't know whether they're on YouTube though. I know they're on Twitch. But not sure about YouTube. If you're interested, I can let you know their names. I could probably type one in now. If you go to Twitch, I'll put Static's name in because she's a brilliant, hang on, IAFW, Static. So if you go to Twitch, that is one of my friends who's an amazing cartoonist and has her own comic strip and does a digital comic. Fantastic at what they do. So that's the name if you type that in on Twitch. You know, and she's happy, they love to have a chat about what they do, how they do it. I'm more than happy to give advice or feedback if you need any. I don't know how to add link. But, so now I'm going to add this grey onto these feathers over the top, adding the texture of the feathers. Onto these bits because they've got very rugged feathers. But yeah, IAFW Static is amazing, absolutely amazing. So have you ever been over on, I mean, I'm going to stream here now as often as I can. On Twitch, I'm really thinking of jumping ship and head over there. YouTube views are getting ridiculous. Yeah, I do both. I do both. Don't dump YouTube. I've been on Twitch for a year now, but do both. There's no reason you can't do both. That's what I do. I'm 5 days a week on Twitch, and like I did Twitch this morning and here this afternoon. So yeah, I've been over there for a year now, just over a year. But they're the same rules. Just, you know, they're not as hard line yet, but they will be. They'll have to catch up. It is good money over there. But yeah, don't give up YouTube. Do both. But it's good fun. I've met lots of awesome people over there. But I only started there about a year ago. So I've just had my year anniversary on Twitch. And I've been about, what would be 2 years in July on YouTube. I'll have been here 2 years. But I've done lots of time lapses. I've only just started to get into the streams over here. Because I like streaming better than making videos. I like having a chat. I could talk the leg off a chair. So I love to talk. So that's why when now streaming's becoming more of a thing over here, I'm like, yes! Oh, I love a chat. So I'm here. I'll have a sip of my water. Yum. I like soda water. Okay, now what am I doing here? I've got to add some of the whites back into his feathers on his neck. Oops. It is a lovely community over there, I have to say. But I've met nice people here too. Met lovely people like you. So it's good everywhere, good and bad everywhere. Oh, my dog's trying to jump up on my lap. Come here, Bear. Come and say hello. This is my dog, Bear Bear. My dog, Bear Bear. He always comes and has a cuddle. Both. Wow, cool. You do know you have to click the box in Analytics that says to not allow people to sample your videos, right? What does that mean? I don't even know what that means. The box in Analytics to not allow people to sample your videos. I have no idea what that means. I didn't even know what sampling videos is. I'd never heard of that. What does sampling videos do? Is that where they take snippets of your work and... Yeah, my puppy. That was Bear Bear. He's my little buddy. When I do art, Bear sits with me. But yeah, I do both. You just gotta you can't multi-stream. You're not allowed to. Well, if you're not affiliate, I'm affiliate, so I can't multi-stream. So I can't film on both at the same time. I have to do 2 separate streams. But if you're not affiliate, you can multi-stream to both platforms at once and do it that way. I can't, but you could on Twitch and YouTube at once. Got to ruffle up these feathers a bit down on his bottomy bit. Oops. There we go. Yeah, I've got my dogs generally are in my streams always. I've got my 2 dogs. I've got Bear and Pippi are my 2 dogs, and they're always in my streams. Like I could go in, download your videos and use it any way I wish. That's how sampling works. Oh, really? Okay, I'll check that out after. Thank you. Thank you for letting me know. I have no bloody idea. But thank you for letting me know, doll. No, I've never heard of it. I know I do, what do you call it, on my other things, on my Instagram and that, I'll put watermarks, because I have had my work stolen before. I've never had a problem with it on Twitch. Probably I'm not famous enough. I think it's only if you're famous it's a problem. And I'm definitely not that. Oh, pardon me. I'm full of airs. So yeah, I'm gonna try and stream over here as much as I can most days, I think, because I really enjoy it. Got a bit of a crazy week this week. My daughter's getting married on the weekend, so that's a bit of excitement. So this weekend's out, but during the week I'm hoping to do lots. Anytime I've got a spare minute, I will be on. Is the plan of attack. So you have to tick that box. It's in the details on the video down below, so you've got to do that for each one. Oh my god, comics, that's a lot of videos. I have like 800 videos. I don't even know how many videos do I have. Hang on, I'm going to check. I'm going to check how many videos I've got. Shit. I remember when I had to do it, when they changed the, oh my god, comics. I'm having a nervous breakdown just thinking about doing each one. What was it? Hang on, go to my videos. Go to YouTube Studio. How many videos have I got? How do I tell? How do I tell? Oh, hang on. Content. That doesn't help me either. Where does it tell me? I don't know where to check it. Oh my god. Hang on. Analytics. Let's go there. Oh, there you go. I have. How many videos have I got? I don't know. Doesn't tell me there either. Well, that's useful, isn't it? I've got tons. I've got hundreds. I've got hundreds of videos. It would take me years to go through and mark them all. I know, right? That's why I'm going to jump ship. Who knows what they're going to do next? Oh, don't worry about it, Dale. It's going to happen everywhere. Everything that happens here is going to happen everywhere. Eventually. But like I said, don't jump ship. Stay put. Maintain this channel. Maintain your stuff, mate. It'll be worth it. It's good to do both. If you can do both, do both. Anything is possible. Oh my god. Anything can happen. Just take one day at a time, mate. One day at a time. Right, so I'm going to blue, bit of red, make it purple. Make a nice purpley shadowy colour. Hello Joe, how are you? How you going? How's your day been? Or night? I don't know, whatever it is. It's day here. What day is it? It's 4:30 in the afternoon here. 4:30 Tuesday afternoon. And I thought I'd pop on and do a quick old bird painting. It's going to happen anyway. No truer words. It deserves to be on a shirt. Yeah. Yes. Oh, you're funny. Yeah. Well, there you go. There's something I could, make a shirt. It happens. It does. Eventually, to everybody. Alright, so take that shadow colour up and around. Got to go around that toe. I don't want it everywhere. I want it in some places. $7:30 Tuesday morning. Oh my goodness. Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, no, it's 4:30 in the afternoon here. So I'm in the future. So whereabouts on the planet are you, Joe? I'm in Australia. And I'm drawing Australian birds today, or an Australian bird. I could still draw more if I finish this. I'm going to scratch my ear, and I'm going to get acrylic paint in my ear because I've got an itchy brain. My brain's itchy, so I'm going to scratch my brain. There we go, sorted. I love finding out where everyone's at too. I love meeting people from all different parts of the world. $2:30 p.m. here. Oh wow! 3, 4, 5. Are you in New Zealand or hang on, the Philippines? Aussie Pat living in UK. Oh my god, cool! Very cool. Well, welcome in, Joe. Welcome in. And it's awesome to have you here. So I'm just trying to build up these shadowy bits. It's 8:30 in middle of Europa. Wow! Hey, Ariane! 8:30. Gosh. See, there's so many different time zones and so many different times. It's very cool. I had a blast in Australia 2016. Sydney and Melbourne were ridiculously cool. Oh, cool. I'm glad you liked it. Glad you liked it. We have a lot of fun, we Australians. We know how to go mad. We know how to party down here, that's for sure. And a great art district, I have to say. Melbourne has an amazing art district. We're only just starting to open up again now, which is good. I'm not quite sure how I'm going to. I've got to add a brown. I've got to find a different brown. Maybe that orangey brown to his beak. I've got to do something. His beak's not right. I've got to adjust his beak, the colour. Maybe I can brownie it up a little bit on the bottom. And how's your day been, Ariane? How are you going? I'm just playing with acrylics. I haven't done a lot of acrylics over the years. I've sort of here and there I've played with it a little bit. But I did my first acrylic piece after about a year yesterday. And really enjoyed it. I mean, I had all the supplies, I just hadn't used it for quite a while. I sort of got onto watercolours, digital and pen. That's a bit better, I think. That gives him a bit of a more solid look. Hey Sadeep, how are you? Welcome. So I'm just strengthening up these colours. I like that better. That looks better. I think that actually gives him a bit more three-dimensional, a bit of a more three-dimensionality. Is that a word? It is now. We're gonna make it a word. Three-dimensionality. It is now a new Jenny word. All right. Need to get back to Australia one day. You do. It's a wonderful place. I do love it. I've never been in. I went to New Zealand, and I've been to Tasmania. Tasmania is one of my favourite places on earth. That's a part of Australia. It's a little island off the bottom of Australia. Yeah, I'm quite happy right here. He looks more fierce. He needs to look fierce, doesn't he? For when he goes snake hunting and mouse hunting and all the things that he hunts. But I've been on a bit of I did a lot of digital birds recently. I want to redo them in acrylic now. So if you go back through my videos, I've got quite a few of them up here on YouTube. They're all as time lapses though. I've only just decided to live stream and chat, and I figured I've got time now. I can hang out with you all. Got to add a bit of brown back up into here. Aussie birds are fierce. Oh my god, yeah, the cassowary. My favourite bird on earth is the cassowary, and they are fierce. They're a magnificent bird. They're like dinosaurs. They are magnificent. I adore them. When I go, because I quite often I'll go and draw. I draw from life, so I'll go to the zoo and I'll sit there with my pen and watercolours, and I'll draw the animals. And I go and sit at the cassowary enclosure, and she comes right up to the glass and stands next to me, so I can draw her and get lots and lots of photos of her. So it's lots of fun. I haven't been to the zoo in nearly 12 since lockdown, so well over a year. So I've got to get back there, because I haven't been for ages, and I love drawing from life. I love drawing from the wild. But yeah, our birds are fierce. Our maggies will chase you, but I live on a farm. We've got lots of maggies and lots of wild birds, but lots of cockatoos, lots of galahs, you name it, we've got a bucket load of them. And hear my daughter. I think she's calling. No, don't know. Don't know what's going on out there. I saw one of my kids walk past the window. So come down there a bit. So just adding a few browns. Yep, she has to be behind glass. Yes, definitely. Definitely, definitely. God, she's magnificent though. Magnificent bird. Cape Barren geese are mean. Oh, I don't know what. I need to Google Cape Barren geese. Hang on, I'm going to Google. I'm getting me Google on. Hang on. Cape Barren geese. Let's have a look. Oh yes, they are. I didn't know that's what they were called. There you go. I think any goose, they're guard goose. They're guard dogs. They are. We've got lots of geese in our town, and they own the town, and they sit outside the shops and everything. And if they take a dislike to you, it's a world of entertainment because they are like guard dogs. Geese are tough. It must be a universal. Every goose on the planet is tough. Oops. I need the finer brush. This one's too thick. I mean, it's fine, but I suppose it's clearer, isn't it? It doesn't. I've got to add these lines of white. It does fade back. It does fade back to a little bit darker. He's looking pretty cool though. We're getting there. We're starting to get there. We've got to actually add a bit of white onto the branch. I think he's not far from being done. How long have we been at it? An hour and 45. He's taken a couple of hours to do. Just add a bit of texture down here. Oops. What the? I've got a cubie stuck to my finger. Bit of paint goo. Just want to get a bit of texture onto this log. And the log's very blurry in the background. It's very hard to see. So I'm just going to add sort of just rough details, not going for photographic at all, because I'm not a photographic artist. I'm a impressionisty kind of semi-realistic, impressionisty kind of artist. I have no idea what you call me. I'm a me. I do me. I've never seen that tawny froggy in feather. Really? Oh yeah, they're fluff balls. They're very fluff balls. They're very fluffy, especially here because it's cooler here. And he's actually particularly fluffed up. Ariane, now is the lockdown doing in Australia? In Germany it's summer and we're looking for finishing the rules. It's good here. We're actually where I am. They're just lifted. They're starting to lift now. So we can have 5 people at home. I still wouldn't go out to dinner in the city and things. Like you can only, they're limited on numbers. So it's coming out of lockdown, but it's doing good. We're good. Vaccinations are going well. Everyone's starting to get vaccinated. So it's good. Hopefully there's a light at the end of the tunnel and we'll get to the end of it. But yeah, it's starting to relax here now. A couple of places have had outbreaks, but we're doing pretty good. Where I am's doing pretty good. Hello, Shane. How you going? Not a clue in the UK, lol. Well, actually, Shane, old mate here who just popped in, he'll tell you. He's in the UK. He's a UKian. How you going, mate? What's been happening? I've got to do more to this branch. I'm not happy with this branch. I've got to brown up underneath it, I think, underneath the bird. Not 100% happy with it. So I'm going to add some brown under here. Got to dark it up. Good, nice to see you on YouTube. Yeah, I've started to do both, mate. Shane's one of my Twitch friends. I want to do both. So I started yesterday streaming over here as well. I think it was yesterday. Maybe it was the day before. I don't remember. One of the days I started the day before. So I've had to set it because I'm affiliate. I had to set up a separate. I can't stream multi-stream. So I just do 2 separate streams. So I'm doing one there, one here. And I'll try and do 3 to 4 days a week here and 3 to 4 days a week there and balance it out. So it's a bit of fun. I like being busy, let's just say that. I like being busy. And I have had a few of my YouTube friends say, you know, because I do a lot of time lapses, you know, wanting more voiceovers. And I'm like, well, if I'm going to voiceover, I might as well stream. Because I love a chat, as you know. You talk the leg off a chair. So I figured I'll live stream here too. Okay, I'm off now. Brilliant to see you and catch you later. Awesome, Joe. Have an awesome day, mate. Have a great day, whatever it is, whatever time it is. I've forgotten already because that was so 3 seconds ago. Have an awesome day or night, and I'll see you when I'm looking at you. Uru. It's very Australian of you. Uru. That's goodbye in Australian. Another way of saying goodbye is uru. Uru to you too. I'll probably be back here tomorrow afternoon. Probably about the same time, I would think. Because I'll do my Twitch in the morning. Well, it depends on what the family's doing because tomorrow's Wednesday, isn't it? I forgot my days. We'll see how I go. Yeah, I've just got to get a bit more guts in this log. A bit more depth. So how's all the fam? How's mum going, Shane? What's been happening? I'm going to do shadow. I don't need to do shadow. I need to shadow up here a bit. Oh, may not hit the camera with my head, as you do. Take that up there. Like that. I've got to take the shadow down a bit, I think. So I literally just drag that down. Like that, just down around there. There we go. Righto. Mum's well, she's in bed. Cool. And how are you going? How's work? Alright, I'm happy with that. And I did good. I set up my own OBS thing. I did it. I made my own new OBS doodah. I have no background thingies, but I'm rather proud of myself because I'm so not technological at all. I did it all by myself. I even got my microphone and everything to work. Yay, go team. But I think we're just about done this one. Work is fine. About to leave in 15 minutes. Oh my God. because I know you were so busy. You were so incredibly busy recently. Oh, I hear a dog. What's he doing? Oh, hello. Which dog's that? Is it Bear Bear? Or Kippy? Oh, it's Bear Bear. Yep, I think he's just about done, guys. I'm going to sign him. I'm going to give him a sign. Sign him down in this left-hand corner. And I reckon I'm going to call that here. But thank you everyone for being here. Thank you, Joe, Ariane, Comic, Shane. Thank you guys for being here and hanging out with me. Oh, thank you. I'm glad you like it, Comics. I'm glad you like it. I'll come back tomorrow. Probably about, well, it depends if hubby and I go on date day. We have date day tomorrow. And we might go to a... Oh, no, we won't because I'm going out for dinner. Oops, ignore the phone. Bad me. I should have taken that out of the room. We still, however, I'm doing longer at work so I can take my time. Good. Good. Yeah, you need to have not so much pressure, mate. But yeah, so I'll be back here tomorrow afternoon. I'm going to try and stream on YouTube as much as I stream on Twitch. So keep myself busy. I'm good at busy. So thank you, everyone. And yeah, I will see you tomorrow. If I don't see you tomorrow, I'll see you when I'm looking at you. Stay safe. Have an awesome day, night, whatever it is. Actually, I'm going to sign my signature darker because you can't even bloody see that, can you? Can't even see it. So I'll sign that there. Like that. There we go. So yeah, take care, guys and girls. And have an awesome day. And I will see you when I'm looking at you. Take it easy, guys. And thank you for hanging out with me. You're awesome.